Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with the crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, do your own research. Okay, so today is going to be a very volatile day. It already has been the last 12 hours. If you look on the hourly chart for Bitcoin, you've already seen that there's been some crazy spikes in both directions. There's a big move all the way up to 42, and it got quickly retraced within the next hour. And once again, big move up, and it looks like it's retracing once again. So there's a lot of volatility. If you're a low time frame scalper, you should like this, but it's very, very difficult for many of us to trade in these conditions. If you take a look at the overall high time frame context, my overall standpoint or my overall idea still remains the same for Bitcoin. I'm really just waiting for a break of 34K, which would make a lower low, or a break of 46K, which would make a higher high. Nothing else in between is just, everything else in between is just noise. There's a lot of compression going on. As you can see, price has really traded within this range for about a month now. And it's really indecisive overall on where price is going to head. So what do I mean by higher low right now? We saw back in late January, price hit 33K, which is the last big low, followed by late February, which was the next low. This was a higher low. Alternatively, price hit a high back in early February at 46K, and then it made a lower high in early March. So what we're seeing right now is just a lower high and a higher low, and there's no real clear trend on lower time frame charts, in my opinion. Obviously, lots of choppy price action, not much volatility. There's a lot of volatility on the short time frames, but overall, it's been just mainly choppy and crabby and not really super trending the last several days. So, as I said, I'm just really waiting for a break of 34 or a break of 46. That's it. I'm just kind of chilling. I do have exposure into some altcoins and Bitcoin as well. I'm always going to be exposed to the market. I'm never going to be the type of guy to just go risk off altogether. But if you want to look on lower time frame charts as well, I do believe that the 4-hour actually looks pretty reasonable in terms of the EMAs. Everything's lining up to lots of compression. And this is normally a pretty bullish sign, generally speaking. When you see all the EMAs lining up like this, it's usually a pretty good sign, at least in a bullish market context, that things are compressing and getting ready for a big move. I do believe a big move is coming, but you also have to remember the overall context of it being a bear market. This is still a bearish trend, no matter how you debate it or look at it. So I think it's best right now just to be risk off going into the rate hikes. We are about to see right now what the rate hikes are going to show. If they show 50 basis points instead of 25, I think that everything is just going to melt lower in the short term. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see mid 30Ks if that happens. But for now, I think it's just best to be risk off. And for many people, it's probably just better to go ahead and wait until price trades above 46K and then buy in a retest. So wait for a break and then a retest and then go higher, because at that point you would have a very serious argument for a bullish market structure. Or I would just wait until a break lower of 34K, and then at that point you have a lower low and then just lower highs, and then at that point a lower low, in which case price would probably go to maybe the 30Ks. That would be the next area up. So yeah, I think that's a real basic plan that you could just have, is just wait for a break above 46 and then buy a dip, or just wait until a break of 34K and then just short the next move up. As I said, on lower time frame charts, things are looking decent though. In terms of the overall compression of EMAs, it look pretty decent. But as I said, there's no real clear trend that I can see on the lower time frame charts. There's still, if you just get rid of everything, it's still just like higher lows and lower highs. You could maybe do some trend lines as well if you want, but I don't really find a ton of value in those currently. I just expect more compression, and then we'll finally see a big move in one way or the other. I don't know where it's going to be. Don't know what it's going to look like, but a big move should come. I just, as I said, I don't know which way it's coming. And sorry, that doesn't really give you any answers, but there's just like no liquidity in either direction. I don't think it's going to take much volume to pump, because everybody is just so uncertain with regards to macro, with regards to Fed hikes, with regards to war. There's just too much. There's just too much indecision right now in the market, and just not much stability. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for how this current range plays out. I mean, if you look at it too, really from this area, it's been almost January, February, and then March. It's been almost 3 months in this entire area, and I think that's something to really consider too. That the amount of time spent in this area, I think it's pretty decent actually. It shows that price has found a relative bottom, and as I've said in some other videos as well, it's interesting now that we've seen some overall volatility, which is what you kind of want to see for where a downtrend is, or a potential trend change is happening. As you can look at the last May, June area, there was a lot of volatility during that time period, especially in the early to mid parts of the consolidation event. Whereas here, we finally saw some volatility in the middle parts of this consolidation, and usually if you compare that to this overall downtrend that we saw back in December and January, there's really not much volatility. There's just straight grinding down price action. So when you start to see some volatility picking up, that's when it shows that some buyers are actually starting to get interested in these levels again, and it is comforting to see that. That happen, because we haven't really seen bulls defend any of these levels previously, and right here we're actually seeing people some bulls step in. Now the pumps have gotten retraced like every time. Early February got quickly retraced, and then late February again for the monthly close it got quickly retraced, and every big move that's happened has gotten swiftly retraced. So it's important to take that into context, but it is nice to see that bulls are actually stepping in a little bit more. Currently, if I were not exposed and I just wanted to be very like risk averse, I would wait till break of 46K and then buy in lower, buy in on a break, or I would wait for a break of 34K and just assume lower prices are going to come, and then potentially just short. If you want to scalp, something like 46K probably is a decent scalp. But just note that area has been tapped several times. And additionally, if you want to long 34K as well, that's another interesting idea. But again, that area has been tapped twice as well. So, both of these levels have been tapped several times, and it's going to be very interesting to see if there are buyers or sellers in either level, because both of those levels have been tapped multiple times. So to me, as I said, I'm just really waiting for a daily close of a 44.6K or a break of 46K. I think both of those are like kind of key indicators for going higher. And if we do break 46K, I think that something like low 50Ks is probably in the cards. That's kind of like low 50s, low mid 50Ks is like the area I'm viewing. And then if we break below 34K, I think like the low 30Ks or the high 20Ks is like the next area up. It is possible that we just see a liquidation event too if like something really bad happens, i.e. Like Russia starts using nukes, then like I think that we just like would see like 25K or something really quick in that case. But not expecting that currently, but you never really know. Anyways, those are my overall market thoughts. I know it's pretty basic. As of right now, there's not really too many altcoins that I really want to trade. Rune is one, KNC is another. I had a list. Luna is another interesting one. Yeah, I did an altcoin video yesterday, so check that out. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for the support.